All right, H. Kelly, there's my Gasland unit right there. So it started with an E3 code. When you use it, it still worked. It would be E3. Then I saw E2 a couple times. Then E3 was back, and then for the last couple weekends, it's been E2 only. And now E2 is not coming on, so I'm gonna turn the water. So this is, by the way, what I have. I have a propane tank and 110 volt demand pump, like an RV pump right there, that runs up to my unit. I run my exhaust out the side of the building, so that goes up to the peak of the shed here and out. And then I have a sink right here, and I have a shower right here. Everything's all just tied in real packed, compact here with this. But you'll see the E3 and E2 went away. Now it's just a flashing, no-nonsense type thing. See, you did see what appeared to be 68 for a split second when you first hit it. But you can see the burner works, and I'll turn this up and down. You can see I can turn it down, it goes down. I can turn it up, you see it go up, goes down. I can also go to the 2-burner, 1-burner right here, 2-burner, 1-burner. So I can bring in the second burner with it for cold weather. So, I mean, it's sort of functioning right now, but what it's doing, it seems like no matter what I do, if I'm down here, the water tends to be lukewarm at best, and it's very small moves. And it seems like it'll have barely any change. And then you'll get to some point around in maybe here where you'll say, okay, it got warmer. But then say you go get a shower, it'll do like a thermal runaway. It'll keep getting warmer, hotter, crazy hotter, and then it thermals and kicks out. So it still does have the protective circuitry working. It does thermal and kick out. And in case you are going to ask, these would be the numbers on the label. Come down, there's a safety sticker. Come down, another safety sticker. And you see that right there. Is there anything over on this side? No, just some safety stickers. So anyways, that's it. I'm just, I don't know if I might replace this with another similar unit and hope to have it last longer. And then I've also thought about wiring 110 volts here and doing just a regular water tank and store hot water. But let me know what your opinion is. This is used on weekends. Oh, let me take you outside. This is, we get clean water. I'm up in the mountains in Pennsylvania. We have a natural spring that I collect my water. I throw this tank into the bed of my truck. I get the water. Then I use a pump and filter, and I pump and filter over to these IBC totes. The IBC totes come out that hose. That hose loops around. And that is the suction of your, or of my RV pump, the pressure demand pump. So that water comes in and it goes up to about there on the wall, and that's where the bottom of your H calorie unit is right there. So it's all very tight and compact here, but the water's clean, filtered, protected. The only thing I do that may be something that is of interest to you is that's 275 gallons per container, right? So 550 total. When I fill that, I add 1 quart of unscented bleach to it, just to make sure that nothing can grow in it, because this water could be in these tanks for up to 4 months. Like, so right now I'm about 8 weeks in and this tank's about empty, and I'll switch to that tank. That was filled also 8 weeks ago. So get about 2 months out of a tank. But, all right, you guys asked for a video, so I'll put the video up to YouTube and you guys can watch this. Thank you. Bye.